Thank you all for coming today. I know you're like, I'm expecting a Feng Shui talk. High blood pressure is the silence killer. Why is it called silence killer? Because you do not know that the disease that high blood pressure causes until it hits you. So according to the World Health Organization, 50 to 70% of the stroke are caused by hypertension, aka high blood pressure. These are the long-term health consequences if you don't take care of your high blood pressure. Heart disease, stroke, vascular dementia, kidney damage, and also your vision loss. That's what high blood pressure can do. And according to the American Heart Association, chronic stress can lead to hypertension. Chronic stress, meaning stress that happens again and again. Yep. Your body, whenever your body's under stress, these are the response you get. Your sympathetic nervous system, get ready for the body to fight or flight. Your adrenaline, your cortisol, all those get released. Your heart rate goes faster, your blood vessel constrict, and you kind of like focus, where's my enemy? I know you go, oh, there's good stress and bad stress. You know what? The problem is, doesn't matter good stress or bad stress, it is still stress. Your body still responds as if you have seen this coming your way. Because we are still cavemen. We haven't evolved since then. So, and you're like, okay, I want you guys to give me a show of hand. How many of you have experienced one of these, at least one of these? Like have to work with the deadline? Keep your hands up, I want to see. Or have to meet a quota, your sales insurance thing. Or you're unhappy at work, or you're like, shit, I'm gonna be out of work, you know, they're gonna lay me off. Like the air traffic controller with no paycheck now. Not happy at home. Constant argument at home, you know, your kids are not listening to you. Your wife is not talking to you, your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend. And then unmet expectation. And I consider those like old marriage couple, you know, things like that. Empty nester, midlife crisis, or just in general feeling lost in life. That's what chronic stress, because these type of stress doesn't go away. It's not like a one-time lion is coming at me. This is lions coming at me every day. So you go, well, why? What's this got to do with Chinese metaphysics? What's it got to do with Feng Shui and Bazi? Well, Chinese metaphysics is actually ancient wisdom for the modern world. Imagine you're born as a car. You could be a little cute bug, or you could be a high performance car. But you know, there's one thing in common. Doesn't matter, you know, if you're like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, you know, they will be the high performance car. You still need to be driving on this road. And one thing Bazi astrology can tell you is, Bazi is your GPS for your life, because in Bazi I can tell you when is the next curve is coming around, when are you gonna have straightaway so you can drive fast, or you know, hey, the next 10 years might be a little bumpy. You might be a little bit careful. It might rain, so you might want to prepare for things like that. Whoa. What I provide to my clients is clarity, so they know what is coming. What are they naturally born with? You know, what kind of car they are, right? You know your car, but you don't know, am I a high performance car? Am I a bug, right? But in your chart, I can tell you those. I can give you clarity what you should be doing. I can give you actionable activities that you can do. If I say, you know what, next year you should be really working on branding, because that's the type of energies that's coming into your chart. It's impacting you that way. That's what you need to focus on. That's how I help my business client to know what to do. Like for example, Aaron, I gave Aaron for his employee, like how to motivate their employees, you know, who they are. And you can plan ahead. And that's what life is all about. In order to cut stress, uncertainty causes stress. If you know what's coming, you'll be go, okay, I'm prepared. They'll be less stressful, right? trust me, it's better than therapy, because if you go to a therapist, like for example, you have a relationship issue, two parties needs to buy in, versus I can look at the chart. Usually the girls come to me, is my boyfriend and I compatible? Well, you know, or is my husband cheating? You know, something like that. I will look at, I go, okay, this is what's going on. Yes, of course I can see that. You know, and as I say, it's a best HR tool you have, because I can look at your employee's chart and I go, you know what, this one is motivated by money, this one is motivated by fame, this one's motivated by growth. You can motivate your employee properly, instead of like, okay, we're just gonna give them whatever, reward, and then you expect them to perform. When you know how to treat your employee individually, you are finding the leaders in your group. You don't have to try to fit the square pegs in the hole, whatever, something like that. And Feng Shui alignment. I align you and your space. What Feng Shui does is open doors. It increases your opportunity, but it still takes you to make it work. Anthony can attest to that we did a Feng Shui activation for him. And he booked up his client till end of the year.
Interesting.
So I always say, change your Feng Shui, change your life. And this is how I can do it for my client. And I invite you all to come to the December 6th is a Zoom call, but I'm going to talk about the 2026 Feng Shui. How? Because it's an interesting year. I wouldn't say difficult year. It's an interesting year because the fire horse year, we have abundance of fire. Abundance of fire. And depend on how fire impacts your chart individually. How is fire element to you? Is it good for your chart or is it bad for your chart? Well, I will discuss all that. Like, okay, if you're the horse animal in your chart, what would happen? So that's that day.
Is that online, Amy?
Yeah, just scan the QR code. You can register that way.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Put it in my calendar now.
I talked really fast and now I can take questions. You guys got questions?
What kind of, yes, I do, Amy. I want a one-to-one immediately because I know I kid you about this for a long time. I am very interested. My son's out of college. I want to know what his future is, so I do want a one-to-one. What guarantee do you give on this stuff? Like, I give a 10-year guarantee on what I do. What do you guarantee on that?
You know what? I can read your son's chart. I can tell you what are the skill set of your sons have, you know, what he's good at, what industry he should be focusing on. But then it's up to him to take those, right?
We have a 50 million goal with our company. Will we get there? This is the things I want to sit with you right away on.
Well, okay, so for company, it has to depend on the owner's chart. Okay, just like for the country, have to depend on our president's chart. So remember, if you think of it like a micro scale, it's like family, then it's head of family, then like country, head of, you know, then it's run like that.
I'll get our partners in on the call. Amy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's individual chart.
Okay.
You know, and then we have to look at the Feng Shui of the space as well. So anyway, so that's how I provide my client. Yes?
Do you get readings during that, or is just like...
No, this one, okay. I will explain like, so each, like your year, the month, and the day, and the hour represent different things. The month for business is what we focus on because that's your wealth and your career palace. So anything happens to that usually impacts that, okay? So like if it's the day is usually you at home or you and your spouse relationship. That's what we look at. It's in the day. So each section of your Batu chart means different things. I know most people just say, oh, I'm born in the year of the rabbit. And like, yeah, it's like say I'm Gemini, you know? This doesn't like tell you anything, but you have 4 different animals in each of the chart. So.
I have a question.
Yes.
How does this Chinese Bazoo?
Uh-huh. How is it different than Western astrology?
Please tell me how it's different.
Okay. Western astrology. Western astrology, it's very, very like, oh, we got to go exactly latitude, longitude, the exact precise, you know, the converting time. Chinese astrology is different. Chinese astrology is based on affinity. Everything, if it's meant to be, is meant to be. If you're meant to be born in that hour, we don't need to adjust it for winter or summer. There's no daylight saving time. You know, if you're meant to be that hour, you just take that hour. Yeah. It's all about affinity, and that's Chinese believe in. And so in Western astrology, I can only look at, I don't study that, but I can only look at just you, because I asked my astrologer, I go, can you look at like what's going on happen to my parents, because I'm worried. I saw it in Chinese astrology, something's coming out. I'll go, can you read that? And she go, no, I can't. I need their birthday. Versus Chinese astrology, from your chart, I can see through to your parents. I can see about your spouse. I can see about your children. That's what makes it different than, you know.
It's not based on just like a constellation generally when...
It is. It is. Like, you know, we have the 5 elements as well. Because if you think about, we have the water, the wood, the fire, the earth, and the metal. Okay. Like our wood will be Jupiter. You know, the fire will be Mars. Okay. The earth will be Saturn. You have to remember, thousands of years ago, we look at the same star in the sky, but we call it a different name. Yeah. You know, so even if you do any astrology chart, your basic personality will be same across all personality chart, but each one have variation or specialty in it.
Oh, okay.
So that's what makes it different. Because I mean, it's just I guess the way how they develop it throughout the years, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Thank you.
I
yes.
think you're right about that, Amy. It's just we're kind of cast who we are by our person. You're right.
You got to remember, when you're born, whatever happened in the sky, all the stars' influence, it's there. You know, it's there. We just capture it differently. We interpret it differently. That's all. But it's all there. We all have a purpose to be here.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I want to do one-on-one as soon as possible.
Sure. Okay. Your question?
Comment. I didn't believe in Feng Shui years ago, before I got into farmers, before I was an insurance agent. I worked for the federal government for 8 years. Couldn't get a promotion, couldn't get out of it, honestly. I couldn't find another job, wife couldn't get pregnant. You know, didn't really believe in that stuff. My mother-in-law kind of told me, oh, you need to do this, this, and this to your house. And I was like, yeah, kind of brushed it off for years. And then my wife said, you know what, let's just try it. And we hired a professional Feng Shui person. He died, unfortunately, from cancer. But he told us basically the same, like he came in and kind of did our house thing. And he was like, you need to do this, you know, move your bed over here, do this in your backyard. So right after that, not long after that, I got into farmers. IRS sent us a check saying we overpaid like $1,000. Class action lawsuits, you don't get more than a couple bucks. I got like a $1,400 check from a class action lawsuit. That was wild. And yeah, my business has been booming. So now that he's gone and I have a new office, I have Amy doing my Feng Shui. Call it a coincidence or not, but you know what? It doesn't hurt for me to try it. So I'm just gonna try it again and see if it helps me make my my luck a little bit better as well too, in improving my business as well.
Thanks,
so
Aaron.
that's just my comment. Not sure if it's real or not, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to give it a try for me.
Do you believe it's real? Did it
now? After that, it was too many coincidences right after we did everything. It was just too many coincidences, so I believe it more than I don't believe it.
So it means it works. That was my point.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. Which is why I'm trying it again, because now that I'm in my new office, I want to build up my business to be even bigger. I want it to be a bigger empire.
You know why, Amy, why I thought a lot about, because I've known you for so long and I want to sit down, is because I'm Catholic, and faith is, we've never met Jesus, we've never met God. But it's either, do we believe it or not, in whatever religion. And I didn't believe it now, but the more, when I hear stories like that, it's like, I want my son to be super successful. I want our company at 50 million. What do I have to lose? So let's have some faith in it.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.